We good? We want to hop on? Okay. Close it down.
Yeah, hear me? All right, I'm gonna wait till a few more people pop in and see how many more people pop in before I start talking about what you see the topic is about. Well, shout out to the Mystery Gang for hosting me tonight. So, Mystery Gang, I am waiting for more people to come in before I start talking. I don't know how to work this thing, so. A second. If you're here, share this live. Something you guys need to hear. I think you'll enjoy this show tonight. Share this live. Moderators, are there? All right. So tonight I'm here to discuss the murder plot against Ratchet TV in South Carolina from that happened. This is part one. This murder plot happened or allegedly happened. Uh, Anything that I say in here is alleged, and the fair use, under fair use doctrine, under federal law, all that good stuff. So, as I said, everything is alleged. So we're going to get started. I'm not going to wait any longer. The people not here, they're not here. So, if you're in here, most people probably know me. I go by the same name, Mike Solomon. I was part of YouTuber Ratchet TV. Calls itself the Hood Journalist. It's covering a case. I've already been following him probably about, I want to say since the last part of him covering the Mo 3 case through the Young Dog case, and now, to a certain point to the Alexis Ware case. He contacted me to ask me to go down to South Carolina with him to cover that case, along with some other people that were supposed to meet us down there. Certainly, he was being threatened, and I contributed to his channel a lot. Did a lot of super chats. I was one of his so-called Green Team members. I supported him strictly on the basis that this man was the content, and I thought he was brave. He was a brave guy that to bring out some of the things that he was bringing out. I didn't agree necessarily with everything that he said, but for the most part, from what I could tell, he's a stand-up guy. He's full of integrity. From a Marine, that's something that we care about a lot. And as a Marine, and as so-called ratchet gang, I was loyal. I'm gonna say I was loyal up to a certain extent. I know that it's a lot of stuff coming out on Clubhouse. There's been some lives done. The lives, in the Clubhouse. Everybody's gonna have their opinion. So I'm here to bring you facts. I don't care about your questions. As I said, anywhere else, I have no aspirations for followers or, a YouTube channel or anything. Tonight, I'm here to strictly bring you facts and tell you what happened. So, I guess somewhere around on Clubhouse, I received a back channel request from Ratchet about going down to South Carolina. Never talked to this man a day in my life. And when I say I never talked to him, I mean, like, we never talked on the phone. We never had each other's phone number. If I had anything I needed to say to him, I said it when I came on his live stream through that StreamYard app. And most people know how passionate I was with with that whole situation, and I'm one that I stand on what I believe. I'm not changing it once I make my mind up, unless you show me some more convincing evidence. I'm not uh, going to change my mind, and I don't care like who it is. Anyway, I'm not going to be on here all night. I'm not going to keep everybody long, but I'm just going to give you the truth, and I'm going to give you receipts. So the first thing is when I was asked to go down there, I had mapped the place out as just as a pure strategic move to, so that if anything were going to happen, that, I was in safe. I don't carry guns, anything that everybody know me to call. Now I've been called, Machete Mike or Micah Myers, whatever. I like to play with the knife. So we get down to South Carolina. I arrived maybe 2 days before Ratchet came there, and still, as I came down there, I still didn't even have Ratchet's phone number. I didn't have anybody's phone number down, like in North Carolina. I knew where my hotel was. I knew where, and I was actually asked to move my hotel. That's something people didn't know. I was staying somewhere else. I had made my places to stay somewhere strategic, close to Greenville, to for any impending searches. But I don't like to drive that much, so I was trying to be close, but I didn't want to be in South Carolina, and I think that Ratchet didn't want to be in there, South Carolina either. So I get a message from him asking me to change my hotel, and so I did. I changed it to where he described where he was at, which was somewhere in North Carolina, and so I changed it there. But like I said, I arrived 2 whole days before he arrived, before I talked to him, anything. In fact, he went live or something like that. So I got a chance to talk to him through the live where, he had been held up and stuck in, I guess, bad weather somewhere, wherever he was stuck at. I didn't even know I was supposed to pick him up, anything. Like, it was purely going down there was nothing planned. Like the only plan down there seemed to be the plan that I had, because I felt that what I was going down there for was to actually make sure that this man gets back to Texas and in one piece without a scratch on him. And I did that. But while we were down there, if anybody doesn't know, I own a business, and I'm always looking to close business. I have partners, so I close business deals. He was down there. I happened to meet somebody that I had been talking to through Instagram, which the Instagram, I'm not into any of that. So I started Instagram because I was following Ratchet TV, and some of the people that were in the chats. We talked through Instagram, but one particular person, I'm sure you guys have heard. I don't want to mention that person. I don't want to mention that person, but I believe people know who that person is, and they heard that from Mr. Ratchet himself and my company. As a because we closed a business deal with this person, my company has an NDA, and I can't say anything that would jeopardize the transaction that me and my company had with this person, this individual. Again, now let's get into I arrived in North Carolina. North Carolina. I arrived, I believe it was on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. And on my way down there, I drove down there from Philadelphia. Me driving down there from Philadelphia, it took me about, with the bad weather, it took me probably about 13 hours. Drove straight through. I received a phone call during the midst of me going down there, and it was about a possible business transaction that I would be interested in, and I was interested in, and I closed that transaction. And that transaction again was with somebody that was from Ratchet Gang, and this individual was part of Ratchet Gang before I was part of Ratchet Gang. This individual wanted, I'll tell you, the transaction was for a trucking company. And I guess anybody that has any business sense know that right now trucking is the place to be. So I put my company in that position to do that. I had 48 hours to close this deal, and I was going to close it. That's what I'm known for with my company. So I closed the deal. I didn't have Ratchet's phone number. I didn't have anybody's phone number. Supposed to meet Mr. Petty down there. Didn't have Mr. Petty's phone number. Didn't have anybody's phone number. The only way that I would be able to speak with anybody, including Ratchet himself, would have been through Instagram. And I've never spoken to him through Instagram. I guess, man, he's so busy and gets so many messages. The most thing that he does is he'll like your comment or like whatever you said. So close the deal. Person I closed the transaction, they get on a plane. I mean, at the most, this is, I want to say 30 hours. I'll put it about there. It was 30 hours, and from the time of me arriving and this person being on the plane and going back, that person didn't know why. That person may have known why I was down there, but that person didn't know anything about me as far as and how my relationship pertained to, Ratchet TV was strictly on business. I guess he has some type of rule in his platform that he don't want men in his platform or men in his chats talking to women in the chats. And I don't want to say that that's his platform. He has his rules. I didn't see anything wrong with it. To this day, I still don't see anything wrong with it. I didn't disclose it to him while I was down there, but I did kind of question. I brought it up to him a couple of times, and I brought it, as we was down there, that being the first time that we met, me and Mr. Petty, that was the first time that we all had met face to face. I had never talked to Mr. Petty in any type of format, even in chats or anything like that. I mean, literally, it was like that, like once I got Ratchet from the airport, which I found out that I was picking him up from the airport the night before he was landing. It wasn't nothing for, like, I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I'm a grown fucking man. Do you think I'm going to tell you the truth? You think I'm checking in with the next man that, like, if anything, me and Ratchet's relationship, dude, I was paying your bills. I was one of your biggest supporters, super chatting, subscribing to your channel on two different profiles. And I was OG Gangster on both of those, or OG Ratchet Gang on both of those. And I super chatted every night that I came in. I can't put the figure on it. I don't know. Sometimes they get up maybe to $500 that I might super chat. I even when this man said he was going down there. When the man, in fact, when he opened up the Alexis Ware case, he put some guy up there who actually, this guy actually said that he was the brother of Alexis Ware. Now, Ratchet posted this man's Cash App on his screen. I immediately sent money over there and kept sending money there. But as I'm driving down those 13 hours, whatever was going on Clubhouse, whatever that was going on live, I didn't hear it, didn't know about it. So all I know is we're going down here to protect. I'm going down here to make sure this man makes it home. But the other thing was that we're going down here to look for an alleged missing person. And, so this person got out, like I said, that I met for this thing, got out. She was not there by the time Ratchet got to this place. So while we're there, we go on a search. We meet with a source. When we meet with the source, so let's get to the Alexis Ware case first. Now, I'm just going to be straight up with you. You're chasing a ghost, and Ratchet knows it. When this man met with his source about the Alexis Ware case after we had done the first search. So when we did the first search that was done, as far as I know, Ratchet was like, he was streaming it live. So you'll see that it's me out there that's actually doing everything. Another thing I'm going I'm gonna tell you, I was so loyal that nobody was going to hurt this man, that the man came to South Carolina, North Carolina first, but then to South Carolina for the first search with an unloaded gun. No bullets, gun. Got a gun, but no bullets was in there. So pretty much it was me down there with my machete and my two knives for anything possible that would happen up there. And from my understanding, I thought we were going to have a lot of people down there. And where this first search took place, it was somewhere around Lake Hartwell. From what I understood from the case, that like most of the people that were looking for, this Alexis Ware, they were looking in woods, being told to look by buzzards, and this came from alleged spiritual readers. That's not my thing. I'm not going to speak bad. Everybody know how I used to be in the chats about them and saying like, Micah is I'm gonna say what I got to say. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not, and I don't even care if it hurts your feelings in here or not. I'm strictly here to tell you how Ratchet survived a murder plot, an alleged murder plot. First, he didn't. It wasn't anything to survive. If there was a murder plot that was going on, and anybody that still speaks to Ratchet that hasn't been blocked by him since this has been going on, ask him about room 222 at the Comfort Inn in Greenwood, South Carolina. Ratchet never, not one time, ever stepped foot inside of Greenville, North Carolina, anywhere near where Alexis Ware allegedly lived, nowhere near where this TJ allegedly lived. None of that. So to after the search, some weird stuff happened. I'm gonna tell you. Whoever sent us to this place was somebody that I didn't know. I never met through. I never saw this person in any type of way in the chats or anything. I didn't know this person or anything. Like I mean, you have to understand, like, this thing was so compartmentalized that it was like nobody knew anything. Like, here, from how I was brought up, if you come to a person's town or you come to their state, that person is responsible for you and for your safe passage through that state. If you're staying in that state or is in that city, that person is responsible for you. Anytime you come there, you check in with that person. That's what we call checking in. Not because, like, this person is the big boss, but that person, if you mess with that person, and plus this person was a part of, Ratchet TV. So you check in with that person. But I'm just going to be straight up with you. I didn't agree with how Ratchet was moving while we were down there. And for him to come out and say that he was in danger at any time is a complete fucking lie. He's a complete fucking lie. I have 2 daughters. This man almost had me. I guess I don't know if he knew how serious I was about what I was doing down there, but he almost had me do something that could have put me in prison or had to go through some unnecessary trauma, some unnecessary dealings with law enforcement because of his lies and his complete, like, compartmentalization. And this is a man, like, I respected, even though he's younger than me. I just respected him, like I said before, because of his integrity and his, like, I felt like, oh, this man was, he tells the truth, and he has the courage to put these truths out. So what happened is that this case was never a case. This lady is not missing. And now when I tell you not missing, I was with Ratchet sitting right next to him when he met with the source, and I watched the same videos that Ratchet watched with the source. And the source, as far as him receiving the videos, I guess he received maybe a portion of the video, and he was supposed to receive other portions of the video at some later time. I don't know what their agreement was after we, left where we left. And like I said, he started moving funny. For instance, Mr. Petty he never knew until, like, the last minute where we were going while we were down there. And we only participated in one search. But there was no need to participate in any more searches because we found out very early. I mean, literally after we did our search, maybe 2 days later, we found out that this was a complete, like, fraud. I mean, I'm talking about, we watched the same videos. I wish I had the videos to show you. So all of this shit about a black truck blocking, so you couldn't really see what was going on in the gas station about this guy, TJ. I'm tell you the truth. From what I could see, this guy, TJ, I don't know him. I'm not a fan of him. I really don't know him. The only reason probably thing I got with him at this point, because I didn't see anything other, is the joke, he wears a fucking perm. Like, I'm a Marine. You wear a fucking perm. Like, dude, for real. So that's probably the only thing I could say that I see that is wrong with him. And the man is facing some time. So, but all of these searches that was going on, we didn't see him. There's not even poster. When we were down there, there weren't even posters up of this lady missing. And from what we understood from the source was that um, the police didn't believe this. That's why the police weren't taking this serious, because everything just, it was nothing. There was nothing. Not even the family was uh, concerned about her missing. What they were concerned with, from if this was even her family, like, I'm gonna tell you, I thought they was crisis actors, because they changed every time the news was running like loops of about it, but there was very little bit of information that they even had. But from what I understand, I don't know how true it was because I didn't see it, but the source said that they used drones and were trying to find out, through like the drones, if they could find out anything. Um, and they didn't see anything. This bonnet, like the bonnet, like all of these things that are coming out, and they're saying, oh, well, this meant this could mean that. There was no sign of any struggle or anything. So I don't know what anybody is looking for, and I've been, forthright on that. I've never changed it. I never told, like, I even, after meeting with the source, I stopped doing that hashtag bring Lexus home. None of that. I mean, literally, when I tell you there was one search that we went on, the rest of the time, this man would call at, whatever time you call and say, oh, well, we need to go. We're going to do this. And like I said, after the first search, we met with the source maybe 2 days later. And I think I don't have to go through that search, but you guys should have seen the live of that search. So you've seen everything. One thing I'll tell you about that search, everything that you saw was what we saw in real time. So what everything that was strange that you guys may have thought was going on, no, we had nothing to do with any of that stuff there. That's probably the purest thing out of anything that you could say take from the coverage by Ratchet TV on this case. Is the purest thing you could take is that we went on that search because it was live. Everything that you saw was there, and stuff just didn't look right. Um, after that search, when we left, there was it was at where we were searching at was, like I said, it was at Lake Hartwell, and this place was closed. It was a park. It was closed for the winter, so nobody could get in there. So immediately, I'm thinking, listen, if somebody was back here, we should see some disturbances in and around the water, because nobody is sitting out there decomposing, and we wouldn't see crows if that body was sitting on top of the ground. That's what the crows would have saw, or the buzzards would have saw, a body still on the ground. So I told them, listen, let's walk around the water and see if there's anything around the water. So everything you guys seen, including that mattress or float, I was telling everybody this is a flotation device. And the way it looked like somebody had just maybe recently used it. And I don't know if you got good footage of it because of, this little ass iPhone SE that Ratchet had. And that part was so fucking funny to me. Like, this dude talks this mad crazy stuff talking about everybody's phone, and he's out there with like like an iPhone 4 or an iPhone 5, something like that. I don't know what that is, and I just thought that was funny. Anyway, so that's the footage you got. So I don't know if you could see like some of the weird things that was happening and some of the things that we saw, like the Bass Pro hat. That Bass Pro hat was sitting there, just like out of, like, we saw that, and I actually called Ratchet over there to tell him, like, yo, you need to look at this. So, so as we were leaving from this search, these two girls came up that I'm not gonna say their names because I don't remember their names, because I don't even know where he met them from, but they were the people that actually told us to come out there. And I had told Ratchet, listen, when the sun hits those trees, we're out of here. We're not going to be out here in the dark. looking for anybody. You know, it's not our area. We don't know the layout of the land. So we went and searched as long as we could before it came out. When these two individuals, when this girl came with her girlfriend, there was an attempt to take us back into the woods. I don't know what the intentions was, but I know I wasn't going back in the woods. And I told Ratchet, we're not going back in there. And he agreed. By that time, Mr. Petty had came. Mr. Petty didn't like the scene, and he wanted to sit back and find out. Listen, let me look and see what was going on. As part of us coming down there, Ratchet was supposed to have some type of rendezvous with this girl anyway. So he had been talking to this girl long before, I don't know how long before, but from what I got, it was long before. And so from what I know about her, and what I could observe was that something didn't seem right. She came, tried to take us back deeper in the woods, her and her friend, but she also wanted us to go to another place that she said that some 7-Eleven had told her. That she said she had went to a 7-Eleven and they told her about another place that we should search, not the place that we were at. So as we were leaving, it was dark time, and we were being escorted by Mr. Petty to a safe place so we could go back to our hotel room. But I didn't even think that I was taking Ratchet back because he was supposed to go back with these girls. For whatever reason, he didn't go. We're in a car going back, and Ratchet's looking at his phone. 2 cop cars come down there, no headlights, no lights. And like I said, where we're at, it's a dead end. So they were coming back there for us. From what I could surmise, they were coming back there for us. Somebody must have called them. They were coming back there for us, but we had taken off already. And the girls went their way, and we went our way. The girls end up calling, talking about they were at the whiskey, they were at the, some alcohol place, trying to get some alcohol. They were really talking to Ratchet about, am I coming to the hotel or whatever? And I remember her talking about she was buying some type of drink. Couldn't remember what the drink was, but wasn't nothing that I was interested in. It wasn't nothing I was going to be involved with. That was something that Ratchet had planned. I had nothing to do with that. So, like I said, this one, I didn't know her. I didn't know her from Ratchet Gang. I didn't know her from chats. I didn't know her from live. I didn't know her from Clubhouse. Didn't know her at all. We got to a certain point, and then she started saying that a red car was following her. I mean, she was talking like frantic on the phone. So, Ratchet is trying to speak to her and tell her what to do. Like, are you serious? I don't know if he was taking her serious or not, but he was trying to tell her what to do. So, I was trying to tell her, she's like, oh, it was like, I'm not going to say she was faint and scared. I don't know if it was a red car there or not, but I know that we got on the expressway, never, told them, listen, if somebody's following you, go to the police station, do whatever you're going to do. But we got on the expressway and headed on our way back up through our navigation system. And as we were going up, I can't say exactly where it was, a red Challenger pulls up. What red Challenger or Charger, whatever the hell it was. You guys, I don't want to go over each and every fact because you guys saw anything that posted. Like most of the things that you saw that Ratchet posted, those things happened. Most of the things that you saw. Some other stuff, not so much. So the Challenger definitely did come up on, out of nowhere, right on the side of us. And we filmed it. I ended up speeding up. I ended up speeding up and I ended up losing him. I think I lost him, or maybe it was just could have been a scare, or I don't know what it was. But they didn't follow us to our hotel. We was out. It was at the time it was shocking to me, shocking to both of us. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Now it's flowing in me like we're in something real. Like, so I'm going in, I'm ready in combat mode. So we get so we start to get closer to the hotel. I was going to take down Ratchet was stayed probably about 5 miles from the hotel that I had booked. And that next day, both of us were, from what I could tell, like he called me and told me how he felt. I told him how I felt. We both felt drained, and just felt like it was something right. Like we were tired. Like we couldn't. Neither one of us could move. So he told me we had nothing planned for that day. I stayed in the room. We stayed at his hotel in his room, I guess. So I noticed on the news that after we had been searching and Ratchet posted that, I noticed that the news had changed down there. And then the mom was now saying some new stuff. It was like the narrative kept changing. So that would have been that day. And then the next day we met with this source. Now this source shows us clear footage. When I say clear footage, this is 4K, whatever that hot footage is, this 4K. No foggy UFO footage, none of that. It was clear footage. Clear footage. One was like a 9-minute video or something like that of this girl at her neighbor's apartment. Also, we were given this information, but not shown that the girl had been coming back and forth, that the neighbors had been seeing her coming back and forth to the apartment. So the police were of the mindset like, yo, this is BS. But it was a little bit of pressure from the community, or I don't even want to say the community because we didn't see any community. Like we didn't see any community. There's no posters, no black and white posters, no color posters, none of that. None of these girls that popped up there, Olive Day, and none of these people, we didn't see them at this search. But I know that, like I said, Ratchet never went to Greenville. I went to Greenville, and I filmed that thing. I sent it to Ratchet because I don't know anything about, filming or anything like that. So he was telling me what to film and everything. And we were at the 7-Eleven, and it was me and Mr. Petty. And my niece, actually, I went to Georgia to pick my niece up because, we actually were taking the drive that allegedly that this woman took. So we wanted to take the drive. So that's how we ended when we come back into South. So we went to Georgia, picked up my niece, and picked up my niece, and then we came back into the drive, and we stopped at the 7-Eleven. And I called Ratchet and told him, listen, we're at the 7-Eleven. Do you want me to do anything? He was like, yeah, can you film it? So I started, I don't know how to work the phone, so I just started pushing record. And on that recording, I actually didn't even know it. And that was a recording I was going to get rid of because I didn't think it was a good recording because, like the phone had been still hooked up to the car. So you can hear Ratchet talking to me through that recording and telling me what to say. So I wanted to actually get a good shot of every part of I wanted to get a good shot of the 7-Eleven, like cameras, the car. So as I like turned a little bit. I didn't even notice this until we got back that I had filmed a Challenger, a red Challenger, the same. I ain't gonna say it's the same red Challenger, but the red Challenger that has been, or Charger that has been described um, as belonging to individuals down there, TJ, friends, whatever. I don't know who the hell it was. Um, and I actually have a picture of the person getting out the car, and I saw a picture that Ratchet posted of this guy, and it looked just like him, but I didn't even realize that. So actually, I was unaware of my surroundings at the time, but wouldn't have been no danger to Ratchet because he wasn't there. So the only danger again, if it was something, was to me, my niece, and Mr. Petty. So I stopped the video, started again as I'm walking into the 7-Eleven, and I filmed it. I asked the lady what, you know, what Ratchet told me to ask her, and the lady was telling me something about that they had already been there for the footage, um, and she was telling us about some other people not that was other than law enforcement that came there about the footage. And she said if I wanted to look at the footage, I could wait until her manager got there or boss, whoever. I wasn't doing that. I didn't know. She didn't even know what time they was coming in, so I wasn't doing that. I told Ratchet, and he was like, "All right." But again, we saw the footage from the 7-Eleven, and when the cops cleared TJ, they cleared him. I don't know where this stuff saying that they cleared him from his GPS device or whatever. No, they cleared him because what the 7-Eleven footage showed that everything that he said actually happened. So it was like, wait a minute, you know, and we wasn't like the source. Other people down there, evidently, the cops, everybody, they thought this was some BS. Even to the point they were saying that, when this girl, comes back, she's getting them bracelets on her. So, after we met with the source, I'm thinking, go ahead and wrap this up, do the show. You made history, do the show. You broke the case, and we should be going back home. Like, there's nothing else to look for. There's no more story here to me. So if he saw anything else, it was something else. But I was shocked. The first thing I was shocked at was after we met with the source, this joker got right on the phone with, I don't know if it's his partner, but I know that I heard the name before. I don't know what he looked like or anything, but he got on the phone with Sco. And listen, I ain't understand that. So I'm sitting there and I'm driving and I'm just like, man, this joker need to get up off this phone because I need to find out what the fuck's going on. Like what's going on. And the conversation he was having with Sco was like very friendly conversation and giving him some information, because the reason why I could hear the conversation was because he was talking on the phone. I had to turn the music down, and the navigation system is hooked up to the car, and so I had to turn all that down so he could hear on that low ass I think it was an SE. My niece told me that it was an SE. I hit on that low ass SE. So he was talking to him, and just the things that he was saying, I just was like, I'm really getting mad inside. And if you know me from Ratchet Gang, I'm 0 to 100. In between. So I'm waiting. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, so after he got off the phone, which the call disconnected, and because the call disconnected, I just went to him. I'm like, hey, make me understand that. And he was like, start trying to break it down to me, and and he was breaking it down to me and telling me who the guy Sco was, because I didn't know who this person was. I wasn't following Ratchet that long. I didn't go back and look at all of his videos, not looking at no fucking 3 hour video. Excuse me 1 second. I'm on live. Huh? All right. I'll see this stuff. So after he talked to Skull about it, the story started changing up. Things started being added to the story. That night, my mind was shaking, and I just was like, "Hey, I still didn't understand why it wasn't going. Like why, you were talking to Skull." So then that's when he posted the video, and that's when all of the games started coming in, and I'll talk about that in part 2 of this. That after he talked to Skull and the release of the video from the source, that's when the games started coming in. You guys tune in for the second part of how Ratchet TV survived an alleged murder plot in South Carolina in part 2. Night.